All right, settle down everyone. Welcome to the show. Or, well, my channel. My name is S. Nquain, and let me tell you, Africa is a continent rich in diversity and tradition. Today we're diving into some of the most bizarre and fascinating cultures that you might not have heard of. And when I say bizarre, I mean it in the most affectionate, wow, human beings are incredibly inventive kind of way. Because let's be honest, what one person finds bizarre, another calls Tuesday. It's all about perspective, isn't it? Like how some people think pineapple on pizza is an abomination, while others are just wrong. Kidding, mostly. But seriously, we're about to embark on a journey across this incredible continent, exploring traditions that have been passed down for generations, rituals that are deeply woven into the fabric of communities, and practices that might make you tilt your head and go, huh? Tell me more. From unique beauty standards that would make your Instagram influencer sweat, to astronomical knowledge that seems almost impossible, Africa is full of surprises. It's a place where the ancient and the contemporary dance a lively jig, often in the same village square. So grab your metaphorical passport, open your minds, and get ready to have some of your preconceived notions gently, or maybe not so gently, challenged. We're not here to judge, we're here to learn, to marvel, and maybe even to see a little bit of ourselves in the extraordinary ways people live their lives. Forget what you think you know from a 30-second news clip. We're going deeper. Let's explore the vibrant, complex, and sometimes wonderfully strange tapestry of African cultures. Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be an enlightening ride. First up, let's head down to southern Africa, specifically Namibia, to meet the Himba people. Now, if you think your morning skincare routine is a whole production, wait until you hear about these folks. The Himba are renowned for their striking appearance, particularly the women, who cover their skin and hair with a special paste called ojis. This isn't just any old mud pack from a fancy spa, oh no. This is a carefully crafted mixture of butterfat, aromatic resins, and most importantly, finely ground red ochre stone. The result? A beautiful, distinctive reddish hue that makes them stand out against the arid landscapes they call home. It's like they're walking works of art. Every single day. You might be thinking, okay, red skin, cool, but why? Well, it's not just for the gram, though they do look incredibly photogenic. The Otjis serves multiple purposes. Firstly, it's a brilliant natural sunscreen, protecting their skin from the harsh Namibian sun, which, let me tell you, does not play around. It also helps to keep the skin clean and moisturized, and even repels insects. So it's like an all-in-one beauty product and survival tool. Talk about efficiency. Imagine if your foundation could also keep mosquitoes away. L'Oreal, are you taking notes? This is $1 million idea right here. The application of Otjis is a daily ritual passed down from mother to daughter. It's a meticulous process, carefully applied to the skin and intricately plaited hair, which often includes extensions made from goat hair, also coated in the red paste. This isn't just about looking good, it's a deeply ingrained cultural practice symbolizing Earth's rich red color and the blood that symbolizes life. It connects them to their ancestors and their environment. It's a statement of identity, a vibrant testament to their heritage in a world that's constantly changing. And it's not just the women. While less common, some Himba men, particularly younger ones or those participating in specific ceremonies, might also use ochre, though usually in a less extensive manner. The Himba are a semi-nomadic pastoral people, and their connection to their cattle is paramount. The butterfat in the Ojisa is a direct link to this vital aspect of their livelihood. It's a beautiful synergy between their environment, their livestock, and their cultural expression. It's a tradition that speaks volumes without saying a word. Think about the dedication. In a world obsessed with quick fixes and fleeting trends, here's a practice that requires daily commitment using natural ingredients sourced from their surroundings. It's a far cry from a 10-step Korean skincare routine, yet arguably far more profound in its cultural significance. It's a reminder that beauty standards are incredibly diverse and that what one culture values can be completely different from another. And honestly, there's something incredibly powerful about a tradition that literally paints you into your landscape. The Himba women, with their elaborate hairstyles and ochre-covered skin, are often seen as an iconic image of African tribal culture. But it's crucial to look beyond the visual and understand the depth behind it. This isn't a costume, it's a living, breathing part of their identity, a testament to their resilience and their ability to maintain their unique traditions in the face of encroaching modernity. It's a practice that has weathered droughts, colonial pressures, and the lure of westernization. The process of grinding the ochre stone, mixing it with the fat and herbs, and the communal aspect of women often doing this together, is a bonding experience. It's a time for sharing stories, for reinforcing social ties, for simply being together. It's woven into the very fabric of their daily lives, much like preparing a meal or tending to children. It's a rhythm, a routine that anchors them. And what about the practicalities? Does it get everywhere? Well, probably, but it's part of their world. They've adapted to it, just as we've adapted to our own messy realities, like trying to eat a powdered donut without looking like a snowman. It's all relative. The Himba have embraced this vibrant, earthy aesthetic as a core part of who they are, and it's a stunning example of how culture and environment can intertwine. The hairstyles themselves are also incredibly symbolic, indicating age, marital status, and social standing. Young girls might have simple plaits, while a married woman will have a more elaborate headdress, often with an iremba ornament made from sheepskin. Every detail is laden with meaning, a visual language understood within their community. It's a complex system of communication through adornment. So, the next time you're slathering on your SPF 50, spare a thought for the Himba women and their ancient, all-natural, culturally rich alternative. It's a powerful reminder that there are countless ways to navigate the world, to protect oneself, and to express one's identity. The Ojais is more than just makeup, it's a layer of history, culture, and belonging. Truly fascinating, isn't it? All right, from the red earth of Namibia, let's travel northeast to Ethiopia to the Omo Valley, home of the Surma or Suri, and Mercy people. Now, these communities are famous for a tradition that, let's just say, really makes a statement: lip plates. Yes, you heard that right. Large circular discs, usually made of clay or wood, inserted into a pierced lower lip. And before you jump to conclusions, this isn't some casual piercing trend. It's a deeply significant cultural practice, particularly for women. The process usually begins when a girl is in her mid-teens, often around 15 or 16. Her mother or another older woman in the community will make an incision in her lower lip, and a small wooden or clay plug is inserted. Over time, progressively larger plugs are used to stretch the lip, a process that can take several months or even years. To make space for the larger plates, women often have their lower 2 or 4 front teeth removed. I know, some of you are probably wincing right now. Your teenage braces suddenly don't seem so bad, do they? But for Surma and Mercy women, the lip plate, known as a debi tugoin, is a symbol of beauty, maturity, and social status. The larger the plate, the more esteemed the woman, and traditionally it was linked to the number of cattle her family would receive as a dowry when she married, so it's not just an aesthetic choice, it's tied to wealth, family honor, and a woman's journey into adulthood. It's a serious commitment, a visible marker of her place within the community. Imagine the dedication involved. This isn't something you can just take out when you feel like it, well, not easily anyway. It impacts how they eat, how they speak. Women often remove their plates when eating or sleeping, but the stretched lip remains a permanent feature. It's a testament to their endurance and their commitment to their cultural heritage. It's a tradition that literally reshapes a part of their body to fit a specific cultural ideal of beauty and significance. Now, there's a lot of debate and sometimes misunderstanding surrounding this practice. Outsiders often view it through a lens of shock or pity, but from within the culture it holds a different meaning. It's a source of pride, a mark of belonging. Of course, like any tradition, there are complexities. Younger generations are increasingly exposed to outside influences, and some are choosing not to undergo the process. But for many, it remains a vital part of their identity. It's also important to note that the men in these communities have their own forms of body modification, often intricate scarification patterns on their bodies, which signify bravery, achievements in battle, historically stick fighting called donga, or social status. So, body adornment and modification are significant for both genders, just expressed differently. It's a whole cultural language written on the skin and, in this case, the lips. The origins of the lip plate tradition are debated. Some theories suggest it started as a way to disfigure women to make them less attractive to slave traders centuries ago, a practice that then evolved into a symbol of beauty and identity. Others believe it always held a more aesthetic or symbolic purpose from the outset. Whatever its origins, its persistence into the 21st century speaks volumes about the strength of cultural traditions. The Omo Valley, where the Surma and Mursi live, is one of the most culturally diverse regions on the planet, but it's also facing immense pressures from modernization, development projects like dams, and tourism. This has put traditions like the lip plate under a spotlight, sometimes leading to uncomfortable interactions where culture becomes a commodity. It's a delicate balance, preserving heritage while navigating the modern world. When a woman wears her lip plate, especially during ceremonies or important social gatherings, it's a powerful display. The plates themselves can be quite large, some reaching diameters of over 12 centimeters or nearly 5 inches. They're often decorated with engravings, adding another layer of artistry to this unique form of adornment. It's a very visible, very deliberate statement. It challenges our Western notions of beauty head-on, doesn't it? What one culture sees as extreme, another embraces as the pinnacle of elegance or social significance. It forces us to question why we find certain things beautiful and others not. Is it inherent, or is it all learned? The lip plates of the Surma and Maasai people are a profound reminder that beauty truly is in the eye of the beholder, or perhaps more accurately, in the culture of the beholder. Chapter 3. The original Catwalk King's Wodaabe's Gerewol Festival. Okay people, let's shift gears. We've talked about women's beauty traditions. Now, how about a culture where the men are the ones pulling out all the stops in a full-blown beauty pageant? Yes, you heard me. Welcome to the Wodaabe tribe, a nomadic group found across several Sahelian countries, particularly Niger. They host an annual festival called the Gerewol, and trust me, it's like RuPaul's Drag Race meets National Geographic, but with way more at stake than a crown and a cash prize. We're talking about finding a wife, or maybe even a second or third one. The Gerewol is essentially a male beauty contest, a courtship ritual where young Wodaabe men spend days, sometimes weeks, preparing to impress a panel of female judges, usually young, eligible women, or even married women looking for a new partner. The pressure is immense. These guys don elaborate costumes, intricate makeup, and perform hypnotic dances, all in the hopes of being chosen as the most attractive. Forget your subtle cologne and a clean shirt. These men are going for a full transformation. Their makeup is a work of art. They use yellow or red ochre for their faces, outline their eyes and lips with black coal to make their eyes appear wider and their teeth whiter, both highly prized features. They might paint intricate patterns on their faces to accentuate their bone structure, aiming for long, lean features which are considered the epitome of Wodaabe male beauty. Tall, slender physiques are ideal, so they often wear tall hats adorned with ostrich plumes to enhance their height. It's all about creating an illusion of elegance and grace. And then there's the dancing, primarily the Yaka dance. The men line up shoulder to shoulder, swaying, chanting, and making expressive facial gestures. They roll their eyes, bare their teeth in wide, sustained smiles, sometimes for hours, and make guttural sounds, all designed to showcase their charm, stamina, and, well, their sex appeal. It's an endurance test as much as a beauty pageant. Imagine holding a smile for that long. My face hurts just thinking about it. These guys are athletes of allure. The women judges, often dressed in their finest attire, watch with keen eyes. They are looking for specific qualities: height, a graceful demeanor, bright eyes, white teeth, and overall charisma. When a judge is impressed by a particular man, she might approach him, sometimes subtly, sometimes more directly, indicating her choice. It's a fascinating reversal of the gender dynamics we often see in courtship rituals elsewhere. Here, the women hold the power of selection quite literally. The Wodaabe are fiercely proud of their beauty and their traditions. They consider themselves the most beautiful people on earth, and the Gerewol is a celebration of that belief. It's not just about individual vanity, it's about upholding cultural ideals of beauty, lineage, and social cohesion. The skills in makeup application, dance, and even charm are passed down, often with closely guarded family secrets for the best makeup recipes or most alluring expressions. This festival usually takes place at the end of the rainy season when the pastures are lush and various Wodaabe clans gather. It's a time of celebration, a social highlight of the year. While the Gerewol is famous for its courtship aspect, it's also a chance for families to reunite, for news to be exchanged, and for the community to reinforce its bonds. It's a multi-layered event, far richer than just a simple beauty contest. Think about the confidence it takes for these men to put themselves out there, to be judged so openly on their appearance and performance. It's a level of vulnerability mixed with incredible showmanship. And the fact that this tradition thrives among a nomadic people, constantly on the move with their cattle, makes it even more remarkable. Their culture is portable, carried in their hearts, their songs, and their elaborate yet transportable adornments. The Wodaabe culture places a high value on personal freedom and individual choice, even within marriage. The Gerewol provides an accepted avenue for forming new relationships, sometimes leading to love marriages that might supplement arranged marriages, or even offer a way out of an unhappy one. It's a complex social mechanism, wrapped in a dazzling spectacle of beauty and dance. So the next time you see a beauty pageant on TV, remember the Wodaabe. They've been doing it for generations in the heart of the Sahel, under the African sky, with a unique flair and cultural depth that is truly captivating. It's a vibrant reminder that the pursuit of beauty and connection takes many forms, and sometimes the men are the ones who really need to shine to catch a lady's eye. Work it, Wodaabe. Chapter 4. Stargazers with Ancient Secrets, Mali's Dogon people. All right, let's pivot from beauty rituals to something that will boggle your mind, ancient astronomical knowledge. We're heading to Mali, to the remote cliffs of the Bandiagara escarpment, home to the Dogon people. Now, these folks are not just known for their incredible cliff-dwelling villages and intricate masks. They possess a knowledge of the cosmos, particularly the Sirius star system, that has baffled scientists and anthropologists for decades. How, you ask? Well, that's the multi-million-dollar question, isn't it? The Dogon are said to have known for centuries about Sirius B, a companion star to Sirius A, the brightest star in our night sky. Here's the kicker. Sirius B is a white dwarf star completely invisible to the naked eye. It wasn't even photographed until 1970, and its existence was only confirmed by Western astronomers in the 19th century using powerful telescopes. Yet, the Dogon allegedly knew of its existence, its 50-year elliptical orbit around Sirius A, and even its incredible density. How sway? How did they know? This information was famously brought to the wider world by French anthropologists Marcel Griaule and Germaine Dieterlen, who studied the Dogon for decades, starting in the 1930s. According to their research, Dogon elders revealed this secret astronomical knowledge, which they said was passed down through oral tradition for generations, originating from amphibious ancestral spirits called the Nomo, who supposedly came from the Sirius system. Yes, alien fish gods. Stick with me here, it gets wilder. The Dogon even have a name for Sirius B Potolo. Tolo means star, and Po refers to a tiny but incredibly heavy seed, fonio grain, symbolizing the star's small size and immense density. They also reportedly knew about the moons of Jupiter and the rings of Saturn. Again, things you can't just see by squinting really hard at the night sky. This knowledge is central to their cosmology and is celebrated in a complex ceremony called the Sigwi, held roughly every 60 years, which is linked to the orbital period of Sirius B. Now, of course, there's a healthy dose of skepticism from the scientific community. Critics suggest that the Dogon might have acquired this knowledge from contact with Westerners, perhaps missionaries or astronomers, in the early 20th century and then incorporated it into their existing mythology. It's the cultural contamination theory. Others argue that Griaule might have misinterpreted or even led his informants. It's a proper academic throwdown, and the debate continues to this day. But regardless of how they obtained this knowledge, ancient astronauts, incredible unaided observation, which seems impossible for Sirius B, or early contact, the fact remains that this complex astronomical lore is deeply embedded in their culture. Their traditional granaries, with their distinctive pointed roofs, are said to symbolize aspects of their cosmology. Their masks, used in elaborate funeral dances, the Dharma, also connect to their creation myths and understanding of the universe. The Dogon villages themselves are architectural marvels, built into the sides of cliffs, offering protection and a unique way of life. Their social structure is complex, with distinct roles and responsibilities. Their art, particularly their wooden sculptures and masks, is highly sought after and renowned for its abstract and symbolic power. They are a people with a rich, intricate, and deeply spiritual worldview. Imagine sitting with a Dogon elder under the vast Sahelian sky, listening to stories of stars and creation that seem to defy conventional explanation. It makes you wonder what other knowledge might be held within oral traditions around the world, perhaps dismissed too quickly by our modern text-based society. The Dogon challenge our assumptions about primitive cultures and their intellectual capacities. Whether their knowledge of Sirius B is an ancient legacy or a more recent syncretic development, it highlights their incredible ability to weave complex ideas into their cultural fabric. It speaks to a deep curiosity about the universe and a desire to understand humanity's place within it. It's a narrative that is as compelling as it is controversial, a true astronomical enigma. So, the Dogon people offer us a fascinating puzzle. Are they the keepers of an ancient secret passed down from the stars? Or are they masters of cultural adaptation and storytelling? Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in between. But one thing is for sure, they make us look up at the night sky with a renewed sense of wonder and a whole lot more questions. And that, my friends, is always a good thing. Chapter 5. The High Jumpers of the Savannah, Kenya, and Tanzania's Maasai warriors. All right, for our final stop on this incredible journey, we're heading to the sweeping plains of East Africa, to Kenya and Tanzania, to meet one of the most iconic and recognizable tribes on the continent, the Maasai. You've probably seen pictures of them, tall, proud warriors, often draped in vibrant red shukas, cloth, adorned with intricate beadwork. But today we're focusing on one of their most energetic and visually stunning traditions, the Adumu, or the Maasai jumping dance. Now, this isn't your average wedding shuffle or a few awkward moves at a nightclub. The Adumu is a serious display of strength, agility, stamina, and competitive spirit, primarily performed by the young Maasai warriors known as Morans. The dance involves a group of men forming a semicircle, chanting rhythmically, while individuals take turns stepping forward into the center to jump as high as they possibly can, straight up into the air without their heels touching the ground. It's like a human pogo stick competition, but with way more cultural gravitas. The goal is simple: jump higher than everyone else. But the technique is crucial. The warriors maintain a narrow, upright posture, keeping their bodies straight and their movements graceful, even as they launch themselves skyward. It's an incredible feat of athleticism. The higher the jump, the more praise and admiration the warrior receives from his peers, and, importantly, from the women who often gather to watch, sing, and encourage them. It's a display designed to impress, to showcase vitality and prowess. The Adumu is not just a random display of athletic talent, it's deeply embedded in Maasai ceremonies and rites of passage. It's most famously performed during the Unoto ceremony, which marks the transition of Morans from junior warriors to senior warriors, signifying their coming of age and readiness for marriage and greater responsibilities within the community. So, these jumps are literally a leap into manhood. It's also performed at weddings and other celebrations, always bringing an electrifying energy. The sound accompanying the Adumu is just as captivating as the visuals. The warriors chant in a deep, rhythmic chorus, their voices rising and falling, creating a hypnotic, polyphonic soundscape. This isn't just background music, it's an integral part of the dance, providing the rhythm and building the collective energy. The thud of their feet landing, the jingle of their adornments, it all adds to the powerful sensory experience. The Maasai are a semi-nomadic pastoralist people whose lives have traditionally revolved around their cattle. Their warrior culture, historically responsible for protecting their herds and communities, is central to their identity. The Adumu, therefore, is more than just a dance. It's an expression of this warrior ethos, a demonstration of the physical fitness, courage, and competitive spirit valued in their society. It's a way for young men to prove their mettle. The vibrant red shukas worn by the warriors are said to symbolize power and to scare away wild animals, though this is also a color they share with many other pastoralist groups. The intricate beadwork worn by both men and women is not just decorative, it carries social significance, indicating age, marital status, and social standing. Every color and pattern can tell a story. During the Adumu, these adornments add to the visual spectacle, flashing and moving with the dancers. Imagine the scene, the vast African savanna stretching out around you, the sun setting, and a group of Maasai warriors, their bodies lean and strong, leaping into the air with an almost otherworldly grace and power. It's a sight that stays with you, a powerful testament to a culture that has maintained its traditions with fierce pride in the face of immense change. While tourism has brought the Adumu to a wider audience, sometimes in staged performances, its authentic cultural significance remains potent within Maasai communities. It continues to be a vital way for young men to bond, to compete, to celebrate, and to affirm their identity as Maasai warriors. It's a living tradition, passed down through generations, pulsating with the heartbeat of the Maasai people. So the next time you're feeling energetic, maybe try a little jump, but I doubt you'll reach the heights or the cultural significance of the Maasai Adumu. It's a beautiful, powerful, and incredibly high expression of what it means to be a Maasai warrior, a true leap of faith and tradition. It's a fantastic example of how physical performance can be so deeply intertwined with cultural identity and social structure. And there you have it, just a small taste of the incredible, sometimes bewildering, but always fascinating traditions that flourish across the African continent. From the Himba's earthy elegance and the Surma's bold statements to the Wodaabe's dazzling displays, the Dogon's celestial secrets, and the Maasai's soaring spirits. These are just a few examples of the incredible and diverse cultures found across Africa. Each one offers a unique glimpse into the rich tapestry of human tradition and history. What we call bizarre is often just unfamiliar. And the more you learn, the more you realize that these practices, however different from our own, are imbued with meaning, history, and a deep sense of community. They are solutions to life's challenges, expressions of identity, and ways of making sense of the world developed over centuries. It's a powerful reminder that there's no single right way to be human, and that diversity is truly our greatest strength. So, I hope this journey has sparked your curiosity and maybe even made you want to learn more. Africa is a continent of endless stories, profound wisdom, and vibrant cultures waiting to be explored with an open mind and a respectful heart. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating insights. Let me know in the comments which tradition fascinated you the most, or if there are others you'd like me to explore. Until next time, stay curious.